This is me wasting more hours of my time trying to capture these projections that no one acknowledges, which is causing me to waste more time because they don't acknowledge it or pretend not to acknowledge it. Anyway, please note that this noise that you see, all this color and shit, I saw that with my eyes unaided without the use of a camera. That's why I pointed my camera and began to film a water bottle, not because of anything else. So because all this wiggling and all this movement, all this thwack over things, it sort of creates the appearance that it brings objects to life. And obviously the people typically don't think this is actually happening to the object. They just know that this is some sort of phenomenon that's happening in front of them, not understanding what it really is and who's doing it and why they're doing it. And it will capture their attention, and they'll literally spend hours filming carpets, walls, water bottles, trees, the sky, themselves, their skin, their poop, their hair their hair on like their arms, maybe even private pictures of a video of the private parts because they think there's something wrong with them. They think maybe they have some sort of disease or something, because sometimes when these things happen, they're so subtle and they can literally project mites onto you, or things that look like mites, or they can project them into your eyes. So wherever you look, it looks like there's mites on you. And then people just think, oh, it's just a drug-induced psychosis. And it's like, no, that doesn't happen. Or it does happen, but not to the prevalence that is happening now, and not to the person that's really suffering from it. Even if they show up positive for a drug in their urinalysis, because they don't put numbers on those things, so it's very hard to see like how long ago that person did ingest something. And then it's also hard to know, well, did that person sleep or not? And even if that person, so it's like, then that, if you believe the victim to say, yes, I slept last night, and no, I did not use today, I am not high right now, as you should be able to tell by my behavior and by me talking to you. It's like, does it seem like this is someone that was hallucinating just a moment ago? Or no, it does not. And like, people don't typically snap out of it that quickly, do they? It's like, maybe they do. Well, it's like, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I have no idea. And so like, then you have people that have, and even if they didn't record themselves doing these things, they still will spend hours just staring at the curtains or the blinds or the wall while this shit happens right in front of them, and it keeps them up all night long, or it wastes hours of their time, and then they oversleep and they miss an appointment, or something else that happens. And it's just literally, it's amazing that a group of people literally will follow someone and watch them do this, and just spend hours of their time watching someone waste hours of their time. So it's literally people wasting their lives, wasting other people's lives. It is the most evil, dumbest thing in the entire world. I'm adding this in here because as I was doing this, they were like, hey, look, that kind of looks like it says Kip. And I can sort of see it, and they'll do things like that. They'll put your name in it, or they'll put a word in something, and it won't really be that word, or it could be that word, but these things morph so quickly that it then quickly isn't that. And they'll say, oh, it doesn't say KIP, it says VIP. So I typically don't try to do the word tracing, because anytime they do things like words, it's something that is meant to trick the brain into looking like words that they understand, or letters that they understand, but it typically doesn't ever spell anything out, at least when you try to record it. Maybe at a glance that it does. And that's when I first started noticing these projections. Before the Studio 6 at the Extended Stay America, I started to see sort of patterns in the patternless, except for the obvious pattern, that was in like the ceiling, either in on the wallpaper, or on the carpet, or on the popcorn textured ceiling, or whatever. And I started to see what appeared to be the word fag over and over and over again. And then, like, after they introduced themselves, they quickly started saying faggot and fag over and over and over again. And then they said, oh, we're not saying fag, we're saying hag, or we're not saying faggot, we're saying maggot. And they used to get into an argument with a somewhat humorous but not really argument with me. And we used to joke about how they were saying fag hag, and I used to treat them as if they were like adolescents, because they were acting like that. And I thought maybe, I was like, are you trying to call me a fag hag? That's not appropriate. It would be a woman with me that was a fag hag. And